Hello my beautiful friends and welcome back to my channel. So friends, first things first, the reason why I haven't uploaded in a little while is because I was absolutely dying with the flu over the Christmas period. I'm still on the mend. You might be able to hear in my throat I still have like a bit of a really bad chesty cough, but I'm on the mend and your girl is back and I've missed you guys so very much. I can't even explain it to you guys. I know I've only been gone like just over a week, but that's still way too long for my life. In today's video, we are going to be talking all about 2018. And oh my god, do I have a lot to say. So, okay. So 2018 was without a doubt one out of two of the worst years of my life. There, I said it, you know, no going back now. So today I'm kind of just going to be talking to you guys about all of the things I learned throughout 2018, and I learned a hell of a lot, so I just want to dive right on into this because we're going to be here all day. So first of all, okay, around this time last year, so this exact time last year, so I went into 2018 with over 60,000 subscribers. 60,000 of you guys were in our family, and that was insane as it was. But now there are over 200,000 of us in this family, and I honestly can't, you know, 2018 was one of the worst years of my life, but the one thing that was absolutely amazing and incredible and that I'll never forget, you know, in regards to 2018 was just YouTube and this like little section of the internet and you guys, and our family grew so much, and that was one of the things that wasn't so bad in 2018. You know, the only good thing in 2018 was you guys and our family and like this little section of the internet, and I am so grateful. I'm not going to talk on this for too long, but I just want you to know how grateful I am for each and every single one of you guys. Like, I still pinch myself every day going, how is this real? And I'm forever grateful, and you guys mean the world to me. And just thank you, because I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing if it wasn't for each and every one of you. So yeah, I don't want to get emotional, but just thank you so extremely much. So before I go through my huge list of things I learned in 2018, I just want to say my main resolution for 2019, and this should also be a lot of your guys' resolution, and I feel like this is also based off a lot of the things I learned in 2018, but it's to stop wondering if I'm good enough for other people and start wondering if they're good enough for me. And I actually saw it online somewhere and it resonated with me so much, and I was like, yes, because you know, that's something I really did do a lot of in 2018. I was constantly wondering, was I good enough for other people, when really I should have been asking myself, were they good enough for me? And most of them weren't. Okay, so in 2018 I had my heart broken again and again and again and again and again. My heart was broken so many times last year, I can't stress it to you, but my heart was broken in so many different ways. My heart was broken in ways that I never had my heart broken in before, if that makes sense. I had my heart broken in, you know, romantic relationships wise, friendship wise, family wise. My heart just kept getting stomped on in 2018. But also in 2018 I feel like I lost and also found myself. Like, I feel like so many big things happened in my life in 2018 that really made me learn so much more about myself than I ever have. And I feel like I learned, you know, a lot of the things I went through in 2018 happened for me to learn these things about myself and get to know myself a lot better. So I feel like I both lost and found myself in 2018. You know, I'm still finding myself, but you know, so many things happened that just opened my eyes to myself in many more ways than I could have thought possible. So the first thing I learned in 2018 is you teach people how to treat you. And you really do, you know, if somebody's treating you a certain way and, you know, you're letting them get away with that and you're like, oh no, it's okay, like that's fine, and you just keep letting them, you know, get away with these things, they're just gonna keep treating you like this, and their behaviors aren't gonna change because you're teaching them that's how to treat you, you know, and you're teaching them whether to respect you or not. And you know, this is something that I did a lot of in 2018. You know, I taught people how to treat me, and I didn't teach them to treat me very well at all. So the next thing I learned in 2018 is sometimes you're a friend to somebody, but they're not a friend to you. And I feel like this is a really hard thing to have to learn, and I learned it the hard way. You know, sometimes, you know, if people need you, you'll be there. You drop anything and everything for them, and you know, they click their fingers and you're there, and you would do absolutely anything to help them in time of need. But when the tables have turned and you're in extreme, you know, in an extreme time of need, they're nowhere to be seen. And you know, friendship is something that should work two ways. And you know, if it's not working two ways, you know, you've really got to open your eyes. And you know, a lot of people like to use you for their own benefit, and a lot of people actually, you know, have no interest when you're going through a hard time or if you need help. So yeah, so the next thing I learned in 2018 is that the days that break you really are the days that make you. And again, there were so many days in 2018 that I genuinely didn't think I was going to make it through. And I'm not being dramatic when I say that. I had some extremely hard, difficult days in 2018, and I honestly couldn't see a way out. But you know, the hardest days you go through really are the days that teach you the most, and they really are the days that make you they make you so much stronger. They teach you things about yourself, they make you wiser. And you know, the days that break you really are the days that make you, you know. So you've got to be grateful for the hard times just as much as you are for the good times, because without hard times, you're never going to know what a good time really is. So the next thing I learned in 2018 is that the right person that you're going to end up with is never going to be unsure of you. Ever. And I've just got a little quote here I want to read out, and it's like, at your absolute best, you still won't be good enough for the wrong person. At your worst, you'll still be worth it to the right person. And it's so true. And again, you know, I feel like I learned this the hard way. You know, if anybody is ever having any doubts about you, any doubts, you know, you need to realize that this is not the person for you, and you need to stop fighting for someone who isn't fighting for you. You know, relationships work two ways, and you know, especially if from early days, you know, someone just seems to be having a lot of doubts and are unsure and are, you know, making you question yourself. They're not the person for you. They are not the person for you. So the next thing I learned in 2018 is that I can be extremely hard on myself. And if I don't, you know, am in a place or don't get X, Y, and Z done, I really beat myself up. And I can be so mean to myself. Probably the meanest person that has ever been to me is me. And you know, I learned that, you know, sometimes you do have to be selfish, and sometimes you've just got to put yourself first. And it's something that I have always really struggled with, is like putting myself first and being selfish. And obviously I don't mean like being selfish all the time and only ever thinking about yourself, but I mean, you know, if something is really damaging to your mental health or your physical health or whatever it may be, you know, you've really got to think about yourself and stop putting other people's mental health or like other people's health before your own, and like putting yourself in a very dangerous, toxic situation just to benefit someone else. Because at the end of the day, you really do have to take care of number one, which is yourself. You know, nobody's going to take care of you unless you do it. So, you know, you just really do have to learn when you need to think of you and nobody else. I hope that makes sense. I don't mean like always be selfish and stuff like that, but I mean sometimes you've got to put yourself first. And that's just the way of the draw. And I'm really bad at doing it. So I need to learn in 2019, you know, because I know when something's affecting me and something's draining me and something's really not good for me. But I always just, you know, never kind of ignore it because I'm like, I'll be okay, but I won't be okay. I won't. So the next thing I learned is your life is only as good as your mindset. And this is something, okay, so, you know, 2018 was a really crappy year. But as the year went on, it got crappier and crappier and crappier and crappier. Oh my God. I can't. So yeah, as the year went on, it just progressively got worse. And you know, as so many different things kept happening in my life, this bad boy, thoughts, negativity also got a lot worse. And I know how powerful the law of attraction is and how powerful your thoughts are, and your life really is only as good as your mindset. And if your mind is a negative place to be in, your life is probably going to be a pretty negative place to also live in. And vice versa. The reason I know this is because I have been there before, where I've put in so much work and time into making my mind a much more positive and happy place to be. And when I done that, and when I got myself to that place, my life just turned around, like done like a 360 flip. But yeah, I just feel like this year I just let my thoughts go and become very negative, and my mind be a very nice place to be in. So I just feel like I need to, you know, make an effort again to make it a much happier and positive place to be, because when I was in that place, my life was also a much happier and positive place to be. So yeah. So the next thing I learned was who I can really rely on when shit hits the bloody fan. Like, oh boy. There was, you know, a couple of things that happened this year where, yeah, I just really needed, you know, people. And I learned who is there for me and also who's not there for me, and who I can and can't rely on. And it's really opened my eyes, and, you know, I'm really grateful for the shitty things that did happen this year, because there's a lot of things I learned from it. Especially, you know, there were people I thought I could rely on, and I cannot rely on those people at all. I could be on death's door, and I learned in 2018, them people are not going to be there. They really don't care. So yeah. Okay, this one. So the next thing I learned is your gut is always right. Jessica, future Jessica, please, for the love of God, if you do me one thing this year, listen to your gut. I beg you, woman. The amount of times in 2018, you know, where I'd have a gut feeling and it would be like, Jessica, don't do it. What did I do? Every single time in 2018, I did it anyway. And what happened every time? I was proved right. And things backfired in my face. And, you know, basically the moral of the story is your gut knows what's up, and listen to it, because you're just causing yourself so much unnecessary pain and heartbreak that you really don't need. And, you know, we're only 3 days into 2019, but I'm already listening to my gut. I'm already doing it. Something happened that I'm listening to my gut on today. So, you know, one step at a time. So the next thing I learned in 2018 is health really is wealth. And I'm not going to get into detail here, but I feel like, you know, I very nearly could have died with something that happened in 2018. And you really don't realize how, you know, precious your health really is. You know, you only get one health. That makes no sense, but you know what I mean. Like, you know, if you're healthy right now, do not take it for granted, because if you don't have your health, you really don't have anything. And if you have your health, you are so much richer and so much wealthier than so many people in this world, and you really are blessed. And this year, I am just, once I am back to my 100% now, I'm still a little bit ill, I am never taking my health for granted again, ever. And, you know, just to take care of yourself, because a lot of the time when you do lose your health, it can be quite difficult to get back up to the place you were, you know, originally at. So the next thing I learned in 2018 is sometimes we meet the right people at the wrong time. And I really do believe this, you know, it could be in a friendship or a romantic relationship, but sometimes somebody comes along and, you know, it could be everything that you've been looking for in every which way, or, you know what I mean? And the world just doesn't want it to be at that point. And, you know, there's a lot of factors that are just going against it working out, whether it be a friendship or a romantic relationship. And that's just the way things go sometimes. So the next thing I learned in 2018 is the only opinion about you that matters is your own. Nobody else's opinion matters. And, you know, again, this is something I feel I had to learn the hard way. You know, you can't let somebody else's opinion of you define who you are, you know, because, you know, a lot of people don't know the first thing about you, you know, they really don't. Whereas you know yourself better than anybody in this world. And at the end of the day, the only opinion of yourself that matters is your own. And don't ever let anybody tell you any different, and don't ever define yourself based on somebody else's shitty ass opinion when they don't even know the first two things about you. So the next thing I learned in 2018 was that the people who want to be in your life, and also the people who belong in your life, will always meet you halfway. Don't want to get upset. And if they're not willing to meet you halfway, then hold the door open for them, and, you know, get them and go until you can't see them anymore. Goodbye. It's so true, you know, if someone truly wants to be in your life, and if they also belong in your life, they're always going to meet you halfway. And it's never going to be a case of 80-20 or 90-10 or 70-30. They'll always meet you halfway, you know, and they'll always, you know, try to, you know, work through things and compromise and just meet in the middle. And you're not going to be the only one fighting. And if you are the only one fighting, then that person is not meant for you. And don't waste your goddamn tears on them, because they don't deserve them. So the next thing I learned in 2018 is, do not compare your behind the scenes with somebody else's highlight reels. Now, all we ever see on the internet are other people's highlight reels. Well, 95% of the time are other people's highlight reels. And we sit there comparing all the crap that's going on behind our scenes to their best bits, you know? And most of what we see online is not reality, and I feel like we've got to remind ourselves of this every single day, because it's very easy to forget, and I've definitely been guilty of doing it before, you know, and it's like we know it's not reality, but it's like our mind often tricks us into thinking it is. So yeah, you've just always got to remind yourself that you don't know what goes on behind closed doors, and that, you know, most people have a lot of shit going on. Like, most people really do have a lot of shit going on, and they're going through things that you'd never in a million years think they're going through, because they hide it so well. So you just remind yourself of that, and don't get too bogged down on the whole social media thing, because nobody's life is what it seems, and I promise you that. I promise you that. So the next thing I learned was that hard work really does pay off, and whatever comes to your mind when I say that, you know, it resonates with anything, you know, hard work in any degree of any area of your life. But hard work really does pay off, and, you know, even though you might not be seeing results straight away, trust me, it will pay off. It always pays off. Just keep at it, keep consistent, keep persisting at it. And, you know, one day you'll be like, I'm so glad I did not give up. So I feel like that's kind of like the majority of the things I learned in 2018. You know, there would be a few other things, but that would be the kind of gist of it. As I said, I'm so excited for 2019. I really do feel like it's going to be my year. No, it is. It's going to be my year. You know, tell yourself it's going to be your year, and it'll be your goddamn year. And again, I just want to say, I'm just so grateful for you guys, because you guys and this internet family is the one thing that didn't suck in 2018. And I don't know what I would have done without you guys, because everything else was just falling to pieces. So thank you guys for that, and just thank you for being my rock, and you guys are just everything to me, and I could have never imagined having this many friends when I started this channel. Like, I never thought anybody would watch me, let alone how many people do. And it's just such a loving, kind, caring, place to be, supportive. Like, everyone, like, in this family is just amazing. It's so down to earth and so understanding of each other, and I'm just so grateful to have that. And I love you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I have so much content planned for you guys for this year, and I'm so excited for this year and the videos I'm going to get making. And yeah, so I cannot wait to see you all in my next video. I love you all so extremely much, and I hope you kick 2019's ass. Bye bye, friends.